Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I hope all of you are doing well and all of you are having a good time. Happy Thursday to all of you. It is segment number 200. Did anybody? There's only 365 days in a year. This is segment number 200. I'm so excited to share it with all of you. Again, I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, CEO and executive producer of This Is It Network. We connect remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. Someone said to me the other day, men also enjoy our content. I do. I agree. So come one, come all. The brave and the strong, come and hang out with all of us. I'm so excited that today is segment number 200. Segment number 200. Again, there's only 365 days in a year. And so to be at segment number 200 is pretty wild. Hello, Alicia. How are you? So good to see you. Hello, Christine. Right? And so today had to be about consistency. It had no choice. I did have something else when I woke up this morning. I was thinking about something else, and then I put in 200, and I was like, I got to talk to all of you about being consistent and continuing to show up for yourself, even when others don't, which is the lesson really of today. I think the hardest part isn't necessarily being good at what it is that you are doing, isn't being proficient in what it is that you the industry in which it is that you participate in. It's about showing up for yourself and being consistent in doing so. General public, your community, your ideal target market, the people who follow, fan, and love you. Those particular people cannot rely on you if you are not giving them a reason to. If there isn't a specific time, 11 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday, if there isn't a specific rhythm to the way in which you communicate with them, they will not rely on the information. It's just the truth. If there is, good morning, Dana, if there isn't an ability for your public, your community, your family, your friends, those that follow, fan, and like you, as I like to say, if we are not giving them content in a rhythm, then they don't rely on the content. How many of us rely on something to just exist? And because it just exists, we feel more comfortable with who it is that they are and what it is that they offer. And oftentimes, when they offer something new, we go along and we participate in that something new. We share on their behalf without being endorsed to do so, their message, their journey, their story, their product, their service. Because the consistency is what it is we are drawn to. Not necessarily the nuts and bolts of the product or service. We're not even at that point even concerned with the price point. It's more the fact that we can rely on that brand. We can rely on that person, rely on that organization, rely on that community. I think that if you can be great, amazing. If you can be consistent, even better. The goal is for you to be there when people show up. All of us have these people in our lives. All of us have these people, and at every given point in your life, you can call and know that they will pick up the phone and that they will arrive for you and that they will be there for you. All of us have those key people in our life. We rely on those people. We want for our brand to be that person. So when you are confused as it relates to consistency, think about that person, that key person that you can call on any given day and you know that they will pick up the phone. The key person you can call at any given point and you know that they will be there for you. That's how you have to be for your community, for your target market, for your audience. You have to figure out a way. Now, a lot of people say, Sheldon, I don't have as much to say as you do. And that's fair. This is a whole thing I got going on. And that's fair. But it's just about being consistent. It's not necessarily about the frequency of that consistency. Woo. It's about being consistent. So if it's once a month, it's once a month. If it's once a quarter, it's once a quarter. If it's once every day, then it's once every day. If it's 5 times a day, then it's 5 times a day. You understand what I am saying. You need to find your rhythm. Whether you're a sprinter or whether you run marathons, you need to find your rhythm and be consistent within that. Simply said, it's the way in which you distribute content, the way in which you communicate with people. One of the things that I'm challenged with, that a lot of you may also be challenged with, is my newsletter is haphazard. This is consistent. I show up every morning. This is segment number 200. I can't even believe it. But can I? I can, because this was a choice that I made. At the beginning of this pandemic, at the beginning of this quarantine, I made a choice, a conscious effort and a conscious choice. And I said, I am going to do this. I'm going to do this for people who follow Fan and like me. I'm going to do this for my community. And I'm also going to do it for myself. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to be able to share a morning message. I'm going to afford for people not only to be inspired for the day, but to stay motivated throughout the week. That was a commitment that I made. And that consistency has led me to stronger relationships with Christine and Lisa and Dana and Donna and all of these amazing, remarkable women that follow Fan and like us. If I was not consistent, if I didn't provide a specific time in order for me to see my friends, if I didn't provide the notion of what it is that I was going to say, at least the theme of what the morning messages were looking to deliver, then they couldn't rely on me. I can't tell you how many people, in the event that I do not do this, regardless of whether or not there's 90 million people watching or if it's just me and someone else, I can't tell you if I miss a day or if I'm late, that I'll just get a little message from one of the folks that are part of our community asking if I'm okay. You know, is everything all right? I didn't see it up. I was looking for the morning message, and there's something beautiful in that. There's a consistency and a reliability that you have. And you want to be reliable. Your brand, your business wants to be reliable as a best friend, as that person that is always there when they need you, whether it's coaching services or cupcakes. You want to be reliable. You want to make sure that the hours that are on that window are consistent with the hours in which you are open. You want to be able to create that consistency. And we know that that is hard. Because creating the thing and being passionate about the thing, that isn't necessarily the hard part. Showing up for the thing, being present for the thing, doing the work in the thing, that becomes harder. If Christina's still watching, she has an amazing fitness community, and showing up for that fitness community is a rhythm and a schedule that she has to adhere to in order to keep her community thriving. And her community is grateful for it. They rely on it, right? Think about the things in which you're in your life that you rely on, whether it be a business or whether it be, an actual service or a person, and how they show up in your life and how they consistently show up in your life. It is a commitment, right, Christine? It's a commitment. We have made a declaration to ourselves that we are going to do this. And in so doing this, it will reap its benefit and its reward. But I have to tell you, the reward is not instant, right? Because in order to have consistency, it must be repeated. It must be done over and over again. And you can't measure the success of the consistency without actually doing it. So I can sit here at episode segment number 200 and measure the success of this and be proud that I have shown up for myself and for all of you 200 times. So it's about reflecting. It's about what topics made the most sense, which were the most shareable, which are the ones that people needed at any given moment, and which just lie flat. I'm lucky enough to say that each and every time that I've chosen to do this, not only have people gravitated towards it, it has made me feel better. And that alone is enough. Good morning. The consistency is important. The ability for you to look at what it is that you are creating and say, I'm going to come at it each and every day. I'm going to continue to make efforts to be able to show up for my community. There is such thing as out of sight, out of mind. And none of us at this point can be out of mind or out of sight. What we must do is we must focus on what it is that we have going on and do our best to share it consistently with the community, with our target market, in an effort to share the features and benefits of our business, the features and benefits of our personal brand, the features and benefits of what we have created. Consistency is key. Your product will get better. Your services will get better. Everything will get better moving forward, but the consistency is what's necessary in order to make sure that your target market relies on you. They seek a home and some comfort in you, right? A lot of it has to do with just general branding. How many of you are drinking the same soft drink, if you drink the same soft drink, eating the same thing that your mother was eating, right? I use the same toothpaste, Colgate, God bless, that the Barlatts used, right, in this space. I've tried other toothpastes, not because they're different between one spearmint or the next one. It's just the consistency that it has in my life. How many of us have done something the same exact way and it provides us with comfort? It might not necessarily be the most cost-effective or inexpensive, but it's consistent, right? It's a rhythm that you've created in your life, something you can rely on, a routine that belongs to you, and therefore the products and services that are directly connected to it also you take ownership of. Wouldn't it be amazing if your clients, your target market, and your community could rely on you, could see you as a constant in their life, could see you as a necessity as opposed to something that they just want on a whim? It's something that they need to have because you are so consistent that they cannot live without it. And if they live without it, something feels wrong. Unfortunately, that's me with my coffee. It is a consistent fixture in my morning. It gives me a sense of rhythm. And honestly, when I was moving, running about, it was the Dunkin' Donuts experience, right? Holding a cup of coffee while I'm having a meeting, while I'm talking about something, while I was taking sips and driving was part of the routine of what it is that I had for myself. Now that has changed. I make coffee at home. But now that has become a routine. That has become a consistent measure. My morning routine is some consistency in my life. I get up very, very early. I like to work out. And then I like my own space before everybody wakes up, right? Before Chris comes down and the kids come down and breakfast is and packing for, daycare and homeschool and all these kinds of things. Before those things happen, I have my routine. I have my consistency. And there are a number of brands that fall into that consistency and that I am grateful for. Are you a brand that is part of someone else's routine? Are you a brand that is a fixture and the consistent factor in someone else's life? Are people relying on you to do your version of a morning message or to send your email blast, MailChimp, Constant Contact? Are you reliable in the consistency of what it is that you are doing? Once you turn on that consistency, once you identify how consistent you could possibly be, you will see that you will begin to build a community. You'll begin to build a relationship with people. Those one-off engagements will end up being conversations. People will begin to give you feedback and you'll begin to see and be able to measure whether or not something is working. Your consistency alone should be based on the measurement of any campaign that you are doing. If you do it one-off, you can't tell, right? How many of you have only seen an ad one time? No. Advertisements are made to be repetitious. They're made to be in a consistent space. So you know the jingle to that song even before it's completed in playing because it's consistent. The rotation of those ads that you see on social media or that local auto commercial that has that special tune, it's consistent. You expect it. You rely on it. You know it to be true. And even the things that seem, I've heard it so many times, it's now ingrained. So when, in fact, you need whatever it is that you've heard or whatever ad that they were displaying, now that you've needed it, now that it's time for you to create that transaction, that consistency is in the benefit of the supplier. And that is wonderful. Do you want to benefit from consistency? I hope you raise your hand and say yes. It's about creating a simple rhythm. And for me, it's every day. For you, it doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be every single day. You don't have to function in that way. It can simply just be every month, every week, every quarter. But I urge you all to find consistency in what it is that you are doing so you can measure it. And then you can also be reliable to those you serve. I'm Sheldon Barlett-Rumer, and this is it. Don't forget to follow, fan, and like us everywhere you find at This Is It TV. and log on to thisisItTV.com for more information. This Is It Network is your global digital TV network, connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. I do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. I hope you join me each and every day, Monday through Friday, for our morning message. This is segment number 200. With only 365 days in the year, I think that is an example of being consistent. I encourage all of you to do the same. If you need me for anything, my darlings, if you're looking to find your voice, if you're looking to tell your story, if you need help in no longer whispering your wishes, but in fact, screaming your dream, I am here to help you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.